right, fantastic. Here we go. This one here, the New Zealand Superbike Grand Prix, a very rare sight. Mitchell Reeves, the only one sole survivor on the front row. But anyway, this is going to be exciting. 13 laps, part 2 of the New Zealand Superbike Grand Prix, and a great start from Al Hoogie. Off that second row, he's going to drag alongside his good mate Mitchell Reeves, and we're in for a treat here. This is going to be 13 laps of the best. We had a good race between these two in race number 1, and it looks like Al Hoogie's got himself into first place, so we can see the update out of turn 1. Mitch is going to want to try and argue straight back down the Waste Coast straight and into pothole. That's a brave move in lap number 1 of a 13 lap race. Well done, Mitchell Reeves. We are in for a treat here. It's going to be something special as we go the two of the best in the business. Hammer and tongs into turn number 1. We've got Dave Sharp there in third place, so this is going to be pretty good, and shaping up nicely for a potential New Zealand Grand Prix podium on the line. We've got James Hoogie is having a battle there with Aaron Scott as well, so a couple of the local Cantab boys going at it for 4th and 5th place. We've got Warren Hudson in there as well, Craig Coolham, and Graham Jarrett running in 7th place, so go the mud as he carries on his awesome weekend he's having. So let's get fired up about this one here, out of the Christchurch Casino Carousel and into the Southern Salvage S's. Mitchell Reeves, the defending New Zealand Superbike champion, leads his good mate but fierce rival Alistair Hugenboom on the Eltham Window Systems Blue Crew Yamaha. There's going to be no quarter given here. This is going to be 13 laps of the best. Then we go back to Dave Sharp, who's rounding out the next runners there, Aaron Scott and James Hoogie. So look out for that one there. That's a full-on podium fight up for grabs there. So look out for it. 13 laps is going to be a long one, and plenty to look out for, as we've got the two out of the turn 10 sweeper. Mitchell Reeves, Alistair Hugenboom. Al will know he'll want to try and get in front of this man. If he lets Mitchell Reeves control the pace of this race, it'll be all on here as they go side by side. Al's nearly on the grass as they go across the stripe into turn 1 around the outside. That's a great move. Alistair Hugenboom, and a man who needs no introduction to the Canterbury race fans, is putting on a show here, Johnny.
Mate, that was a big brave move. That's in excess of 280 kilometres an hour with two wheels borderline on being in the grass on the right hand side of the white line. That is absolutely big testicle stuff. So these boys are playing for kicks. We might have lost 3 of their top 5 riders, but I'll tell you what, these two are putting on a show to make up for it. And third place is going to be a ripper too. Dave Sharp, Aaron Scott and James Hugenboom. It's going to be good, because all of those boys will be hungry for their first podium, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is something special. So Al Hoogie leads Mitchell Reeves. Mitch trying to look for an argument straight back, and this is exactly what Al needs to do. He needs to get in front and try and control this race. It's in his home territory, his home turf. He now lives in the North Island, but this is always going to be his beloved home at Ruapuna. And right now, the Canterbury race fans have come and are in for a treat here with still a massive 11.5 laps to go.
Yeah, well, what an opportunity to be behind your local fans. Come on, Canterbury people, you need to be a little bit more vocal. Now, I know you don't literally get trackside isn't super close, but don't worry, these guys know what's going on, can feel it, they can hear it, so come on, be vocal, be shouting it. Do you want some North Islander to come down and steal it from you? The men from Whakatane? Hey, come on, let's be more parochial than that. You are with plenty of other sports, so get into it for motorcycling as well. Hey, we want to see it as well, so come on, let's show your honesty and show your heart and get them behind them. Look at this, sensational to see. 1, 2, nothing on it. Could go the other way. Is it going to go back? Exactly what we witnessed last time, but going around the outside. Is he going to do it? In fact, no, if anything, he's probably, with the momentum, wants to go up on the inside. Has he been able to do it? Did he make it stick? Does he get there? No.
Yeah, I think that's a change.
Yeah, it's a change. Mitch Reeves.
Oh, it is. Sorry. Unbelievable. He went around the outside and into turn 1. That is a bold move, repeating the dose of Al's move from a lap ago, Johnny.
Yeah, what tells me is the wind's blowing across the track that way, so you're going to have to slipstream and go on the right-hand side, otherwise it won't work. So that's why the boys are all holding over here. That's, wise old heads, they go out and look at all this stuff before they go out there, so they know what's going on. Mitch also would have realised how quick it was after the lap before when he got past in the grass.
So 1:32.1 was the fast lap from Al Hoogie last time around, but I imagine this race is about to get even quicker as we go on. We've still got 11 to go, and look out for Dave Sharp. He's now got a 1.4 second lead back to James Hugenboom and Aaron Scott, so that one there is advantage Dave on the KMD Kawasaki, but he can't rest on his laurels because those boys behind him, they'll be coming. So look out for this one here, Mitch Reeves and Al Hoogie. This is the showdown the fans want to come and see. Unfortunate for Zach Fullardale, Finch and Scott Moyer not to make the start of this one, but look out for it for our fight for the overall glory. New Zealand Grand Prix are on the line. Damon Reeves is here pitside. He's a 2-time defending New Zealand Grand Prix Superbike champion. Can his big brother Mitch change the guard here and put his name on the New Zealand Grand Prix trophy? We're going to find out in about 10 laps time, when they cross the line.
Yeah, Mitch has gone a little bit faster as he crosses the line this lap and dropped it back down into the 30s, so he might have just decided, don't want to play too much of this, let's get out there and do it. the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, all these guys are pretty approachable people, so don't be scared to come down to the pits later and have a look at these bikes close up, shake the guys' hands and that, because that's what it's all about. It's one of the few motorsport things you can actually walk right into the pits and have a look at these bikes and their sponsors.
Well, for a guy called Johnny Hepburn, he's known these boys since they were in nappies. In fact, he actually knew them before they were in nappies, actually. He was probably there at the same party that Mum and Dad got together. Let's go.
I may have seen them being conceived, do you think?
Hey, don't put, oh, gee, excuse me, getting serious face, Neil. Keep it on. Hey, oh, Johnny, I can't concentrate with that kind of comments. Vicky's running up here, is that right? Yeah. But anyway, you've watched us through the family of these boys. Man, oh man, all I remember them at Manfield, they used to be on scooters, and every time that Johnny Hepburn was around, they used to come and take his feet out from underneath them. They'd come in with those scooters and slide them in, hit the brakes, or use their foot as a brake on the back of it, lock it up, and try and take Johnny's feet out from underneath him. It's not because they wanted to get rid of the opposition on behalf of his dad, it's because they had so much respect for the man, and here he is as their godfather almost of racing, and here they are watching them now on this track today. So Johnny, it must be a special moment, isn't it?
Yeah, true story about those scooters though. Me and Tony picked them up in Australia, and we were roaring around malls in Melbourne on those scooters in between Superbike meetings.
You tested them?
Yeah, we tested them. But those boys, yes, I have known since I was born. The cool thing, Mitch turning up, and we were sitting in the van in Tiratonga heading to the track, and on day one he goes, "Hey Johnny, my dad's going to smoke you down the straights today." The next day he goes, "My dad's going to smoke you around the corner." I said, "Tony, what are you teaching these boys?" "Nothing. It was just the boys trying to psych me out first."
All right, let's carry on with this one here. We've got 9 laps to go in the New Zealand Superbike Grand Prix. Mitchell Rees leads Alistair Hoogenboozem, but it's only by 0.3 of a second and nothing in it at the front. Go back to Dave Sharp, who's got a comfy little buffer now. So third place in New Zealand Grand Prix racing is advantage Dave Sharp, KMD Kawasaki. Unfortunately, they've lost Dale Finch out of this one, but they'll be wrapped if they can get on the podium with Dave. Aaron Scott and James Hoogenboozem still there in 4th and 5th place. We've got Warren Hudson in 6th place, so a good showing from Warren. Craig Coolham and Graham Jarrett, they are 7th and 8th places. It just continues to be separated by no more than 0.3 of a second. Is it all on here, or what? 9 laps to go, and Johnny, this is going to come down to the wire, you'd have to think.
Yeah, it's a couple of good dices going on. The two out in front, and the one between James Huizenberg and Aaron Scott is pretty awesome too. So yeah, these boys are trying pretty hard out there right now. Honda versus Yamaha, so there's a fair bit on the line for this.
Absolutely, this is going to be good. So let's look out for them. They're in the turn 10 sweeper here at Ruapuna. It's a beautiful day here and a nice crowd coming to watch Grand Prix racing here at round 3 of the New Zealand Superbike Championships. This man here, the number 1 on the bike, he is the defending New Zealand champion, crosses the line with another one, 30.5. Al was a little bit quicker that time around and just making himself known into turn 1. So showing a bit of a wheel, getting excited. But Mitchell Rees had 3 wins out of 3 at Manfield at round number 2. He had the pole position here and also at Manfield. So before we even went racing this weekend, he had a massive advantage in the championship, and this is going to fall into his hands nicely. Can he put his name on that Grand Prix trophy? We're about to find out in about 7.5 laps time. Dave Sharp, wonderful job from him in 3rd place. So we've got James Hoogenboozem now up into 4th ahead of Aaron Scott. So that's the local can tabs going at it as well. And look out for Warren Hudson, Craig Coolham and Graham Jarrett. Remaining 8 runners in New Zealand Superbike racing at the Grand Prix.
Yeah, and what about it? Something really to get excited about, and this is where we're talking about. And I know it's a bit hot in the sun, folks, and you're hiding behind umbrellas and keeping out the shade and got your hats on, but hey, get the hat off and give it a twirl. Come on, everybody. This is local, and it's something to be proud of. So great to have James, Al at the moment, because he really has been lighting up our Superbike field, and he's gone for more experience. He's been up north. He's been doing a bit of flat tracking of another part of our motorcycle sport as well, which is cool to see. And he's turned up to ride at those events, of course, but also getting experience on the other tracks. He's already proved to be number 1 here at Ruapuna, and remembering he really is almost the favourite and the hero, just because we've seen the better results from it. We're talking about Ruapuna here after all, and there's a huge amount about ownership. In comparison, we're probably talking about 10 times more laps around here than the man in front of the racing at the moment. He is not giving up as he looks for the street. He's not worried about getting a slipstream, less important on a Superbike, but he's going to go for a dab. Is he getting up on the inside? Can he make it? No, not yet. As we go to Abbott's Insurance Corner, or turn 1 here at beautiful Mike Pero Motorsport Park, and there's the advantage again. So the streak along the straight from these guys, unbelievable. That third place still there with Dave Sharp. So looking good. And then go back to James Hoogie there on that fantastic Metzger Builders Mega Motorcycle Centre Yamaha, beautiful bike. Now that's one of Al's ex-bikes out of Team Altherm Window Systems JCR Yamaha, so a good one that brother James has now got a hold of their bike. He's been a Grand Prix winner here, remember, as well, in 600 racing, so let's not take that away from him, even though it hasn't been in the Super. So beautiful bike. I tell you what, of all the bikes, it was the cleanest, the smartest, the nicest at the start of the meeting, and an immaculate rider. A shout out to a lovely partner as well in the crime there with Ali, and looking forward to a great time for Team Hoogenboozem out there. So there's the brothers Alistair and James fighting it out, a second and a fourth. Dave Sharp in between him, and Mitch out in front, but not a lot. He's got a huge challenge just to hold him out.
Yeah, it's cool as well. We've got Dad, Super Dad Bill, the steward, here for the meeting as well. So the Hoogenboozem family, they give a lot to motorcycling Canterbury, and Canterbury. Oh, look at that into the dip. He's showing him a big wheel. This is where he's really strong. He was really strong out of the sweeper and down the front straight last time. It was the legs of the Honda Team Rees racing machine that just had the legs into turn number one. Can we see what's going to unfold? We are not even halfway through this rerun here. There's only 6 laps to go when they cross the line, and it is all on. This is the New Zealand Superbike Grand Prix title up for grabs, and will it be Hoogenboozem, will it be Rees? Who's going to put their name on the trophy? We're going to have to wait the whole 6 laps to find out, because it's only a tenth of a second when they cross the line, so it's all on here. Still lapping in those consistent low 131s. They've been as low as a 130.3, so the pace is frantic. The sun's shining, these tyres will be really hurting, and it's all on here, Johnny.
Yeah, it is, and because it's a 2-part race, it's half points for each race. So at the moment, it is a winner takes all, no matter what, because they were first and second before, and they're going to be first and second supposedly again at the moment. So, and I believe that it's the winner of the second one that is overall if it's both ways. So, yeah, so it is the winner takes all in this race. So it does mean a lot. It's not just adding up the points, because if Al happens to beat Mitch here in this part of the race, even though they'll be on even points for it, Al would get the win, the way I understand the rules. So, yeah, it is going to come down to that last lap, I believe, and these boys will be looking at each other's. Well, Hoogie will be looking at Mitch's weaknesses. He's so fast through that right-hander there, and through this double set of lefts, he's fast through here as well. He makes up a lot of time.
Oh, it's all on here. So look at our the top 2 in the business. We've got the 2020 New Zealand Superbike champion and the 2021 New Zealand Superbike champion going at it, hammer and tongs. They're going to have 5 laps to go when they cross the line, but just to give you an update, no change to our other positions. Still Dave Sharp for KMD Kawasaki Racing in 3rd place, then go to James Hoogenboozem in 4th. Aaron Scott is in 5th, and then we go back to Warren Hudson, Craig Coolham and Graham Jarrett. As we see, Al Hoogie shows him a wheel again, but this is a really strong part of the track for Mighty Mitch. He's so good under brakes into turn 1, and it's going to take something special, I have to think, Johnny, to find a way around the defending champion.
Absolutely, and you've got to remember, Mitch had a massive accident in Tiratonga not that long ago either, so it's he's riding very, very well considering the limited amount of time he's had back on the bike. So he made a slight mistake there. Hoogie's got a bit of a run on him, but Mitch is still, once again, very, very good under brakes.
When I talked to Mitch about the crash, I said, what do you think the effect of it was? And he said, well, at the time, he said, I don't think it'll have an effect because he literally can't remember it. So he was, he had a head knock, which is negative in itself. But the positive of that is when you haven't got a memory, it's not as if you're going to say, oh, I'm a bit scared, I better button off. That sort of natural thing to think, I've got to go easy because I've had a super bad crash. He can't remember the crash. He's relying on everybody else to tell him what happened, and it was ugly, absolutely ugly. And the people that did glimpse have nodded their head and said they've never seen anything like it. And at the same point of the track, I've only seen one of comparable, and that was Robbie Bugden when he disintegrated his Suzuki and then came back the next day. That's what blew me away with the Robbie Bugden crash on that corner, of course, and that's exactly where we'll be. So it'll be interesting. These 2 guys line up next weekend at the scene of the crime, as it were, for Mitch in that crash he had at Tiratonga early last year. So he has got a huge amount on his shoulders, this young man, and wow, what a race to unfold.
Mudd being the good man, getting right out of the way of these boys so he doesn't hold them up. He did say to me in the pits earlier on that he didn't want to be that guy, so it was very good of him, and unfortunately he's now lost that lap back that he gained earlier on in the weekend on Mitch.
All right. So they're level now, aren't they?
Yeah, level now.
Yeah, level,
first equal.
Yeah.
So 0.2 of a second for Mitch Rees over Alistair Hoogenboozem with 4 laps to go. So starting to get into the business end of the New Zealand Superbike Grand Prix. Dave Sharp still there in 3rd place, so look out for it. But Mighty Mitch could do no wrong in the North Island. He hasn't had his own way in the South Island. Had a fuel pump malfunction in race number 1, had to limp round to get 10th place. He come back in 1 race 2 this morning, But this one here is where it all counts. This is what you're going to remember, the Grand Prix on the line here. And Alice Hugenbosom has 3.5 laps to find a way around his good friend and fierce rival Mitchell Rees. Can he do it? We're going to find out in about 3 and a bit laps time. Shout out to KMD Racing, Team Kawasaki and Dave Sharp. He's had a podium already this weekend, but if he can walk away from Ruapuna with 3 NZ in the New Zealand Grand Prix, he'll be absolutely thrilled. So let's get excited about it. We're down to the business end, 3 and a bit laps to go, and it's advantage Mitchell Rees at the moment.
This is just amazing, absolutely amazing, because these two guys are just going at it lap after lap after lap. You almost think there's an advantage for one and then it's back to the other. It's just toing and froing. They're a long way clear of third place, so it is only the 2-horse race. And each of them have looked like, they're putting a bit of pressure on, but nobody's looked like they're out of control, and they're just pushing all the way. And remember, with 4 laps to go, it'll be 3 by the time they come up past the VIP Steel structural 0800 VIP Steel box here at the moment, that we're going to be all on for this trio to do it. Place your side bets now, folks, because how do you think? Oh, look at that buffer. Hadn't seen that, because out of the dipper we'd seen them again close together. Something's happened that distance has played apart then. So, and Mitch has got the lap record, or the best lap now, Brad.
Yeah, 1:30 flat. That's quick at 10 laps into a 13-lap Superbike race. So Mitchell Rees responding to the pressure Al's putting on him, and that is one heck of a lap time. So we're in for a grandstand finish here. Don't go anywhere. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. There's lap traffic in front of them. It's all on. There's 2.5 laps to go in the New Zealand Superbike Grand Prix, and it is absolutely all on. Anyone's at the front. Mitchell Rees has put the hammer down. Can Al Hugi respond? We're going to find out in a thrilling 2.5 laps time.
Yeah, watch this lapper. The lapper could play a crucial role here. Could go against one of them or both of them. In fact, looks like that's... if anything, look at that. Yes, if anything, probably a slight negative as it gone outside. If anything, it held up Al more than it held up Mitch. But please, it's no fault of the lapper. Far from it. If we didn't have that, well, we wouldn't have enough people in the race anyway. So, but it's just the time and the exact circumstances of coming up. What you've got to do when you're that lap rider is just hold your line. That's all the riders that are out there that say, please just stay in one place. And that's exactly what happened to Graham Jarrett when he came down along the straight. He just held on to that inside, and the other boys clearly and comfortably moved around him. So that's all you got to do. It's no good then trying to swerve quickly out of their way. They're thinking, holy hell, which way is this guy going to turn next? So the lapper, no fault of their own. In fact, more the opposite. We want to see them because they're more of quality in our field. When you're getting lapped by these guys in New Zealand, you aren't too bad. It's more about if you've got lapped 2 or maybe 3 times that you'd have to question your ability. But it's all on at the moment. And the margin, we've gone to there, 0.45, and there's still that nice lap in at a 1:30.073 by Mighty Mitch, the number 1. Hey, he did not win this Grand Prix title when we were here 2 years ago, but he went on to win the Superbike title against the odds, actually, because he had not had a good start to the series at all that year. But this time it's the other way around. He's mostly having good races. In fact, he's only had the 1 non-win, so he's gone 1-1-1-10-1, and now this result. So pretty impressive, and 2 hot qualifyings that have gone with that as well, the bonus points that get thrown in. So pretty impressive, but he is not the reigning champion of Grand Prix racing. The man that's behind him is at the moment, and look at that gap. You see it's come down and down, and he is fighting back. So Johnny, this is not over.
Absolutely, it's not over. And Hugenbosom just put in his fastest lap of the race with 2 to go. Now those tyres will be pretty greasy by now. That circuit's pretty hot this afternoon, so it's certainly not over. I thought Mitch probably thought himself that he'd pulled the pin, he had enough, but he's come straight back at him, and he's as close as he's ever been. There's only 1 bite length in it as they head into the dipper.
Oh, this is absolutely thrilling. It's 1 lap to go when they cross the line. The white flag is in the flagman's hands, ready to go. So the New Zealand Grand Prix title is up for grabs right now. Team Rees Honda so far have one hand on it with Mitchell Rees in front. Al Hugi on his beloved home track of Ruapuna on his L-Therm window systems. JCA Yamaha is going to throw absolutely everything at it. It's got 1 lap to go. The superstar showdown we've been waiting to see. The New Zealand Grand Prix is on the line, and we've got 1 lap, and it's the fastest lap at 1:29.8. The first man into the 1:29s. Al Hugi is coming. Look out for it. He tries to show Mitchell Rees a wheel. He's so close to him out of turn 1. This is where Al's pretty good. He gets really good drive around pothole, and has he got enough for a run? He's not going to try there. Will he look into the hairpin? He has a good run around pothole. I think Mitchell just gets a nice drive out of there. He's really got under brakes, so it's going to take something special from Al. Johnny, where do you think it's going to be?
Oh, mate, I don't know. He had a big look at the end of the chute. He had another big look going into pothole. He's fast through the right-hander here, real fast, and he's fast into the dipper. And Mitch will have to cover the outside, but hopefully Tony's talked to Mitch about that, because I might have got Tony there a couple of times in years gone by.
All right, let's get excited about this one. The New Zealand Grand Prix for Superbike Racing is going to come down to the wire as Al Hoogie's the closest he's ever been. He's right on the back wheel of his fierce rival and competitor, but they're good mates off the track. Mitchell Rees, Alice Hugenboos, and what a treat race fans have had. It's been a two-parter, but 13 laps have had this one here. Oh, and we've got an issue for Al. So Al's pulled right up. So he's I don't know if he's hit neutral, but he hasn't got it going again. So
puff of smoke. I thought I saw a puff of smoke. Didn't I?
Oh, this is absolute drama. As Mitchell Rees is going to win this one comfortably now. He's out of the dipper and into the sweeper, and Al Hoogie, with about 3 corners left in the New Zealand Grand Prix, has got no engine running on that.
No, it's fired up.
No, he has got it fired up, so he's got it going again, but that's all going to play in the hands of this man here. Take nothing away from the performance. He's led most of the laps. He's done the job, and the New Zealand Grand Prix Superbike champion is Mitchell Rees for Team Rees Honda. That is fantastic. And Al Hoogie, well, he has got that bike going again, so he will come home and get credited with a second place finish, and that was going to be something special, but unfortunately for the Blue Crew Yamaha man, comes home in second place and robs the race fans of what was going to be something special. But let's get excited about this one here. Third place for Dave Sharp. He's coming out of their sweeper now. And Johnny, how about that one for
that's like something's obviously happened there. It's like the bike shut itself down, blah, blah, blah. But the ironic thing with that, because he had a problem, he shut down the slip road. And I don't know how that goes with not going through the dipper. So I don't know. He's still, in my personal opinion, should be second in the Grand Prix. But whether that is allowed or not, let's see what the powers to be have to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either way, there's going to be a Hugenboos on the podium, because his brother will be smiling if it is kicked out.
You always got to look at the family love for her overall. Man, oh man, I was watching Mum die, and she's been out on the balcony there at the moment, and her knees were melting. They were literally melting. She was down, and then she'd stand up again and get excited about it. What a mother, what an incredible family. We've reflected on it before. 2 bros that have been in action here today, and then Super Dad, of course, is part of this team behind MCI here today, and there's Mum, and a melting moment for a mother. Holy Toledo, when you've got not 1 but 2 boys out there, and one of those 2 is in that super fast fight that's going on. As a parent, how prouder could you be in New Zealand sport, bar none, and they lay it on the line with a great family. So brilliant Hugenboosum's family win, and top result, but Mitch takes the glory. I'll go back to the little incident over there. The way I would I look at that is it's going to take a rider to put a penalty in, and nobody will. Nobody, Johnny.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And if they did, I wouldn't want to be them, to be perfectly honest. But I must say congratulations to Team Rees, because that's an awesome effort after the trouble they had yesterday with the fuel pump, regrouping, come back out, win 2 today. Absolutely amazing job by Mitch, and well done to Tony and Damo down there for the spanner men. Excellent job, so well done, guys.
All right, we will cross the deal soon. He'll have our Grand Prix podium, but the man who will be the first one to give Mitchell Rees a hug is his little brother Damo, and he is a 2-time New Zealand Superbike Grand Prix champion. This will feel pretty good to keep it in the family, and Mitchell is going to get his name on the New Zealand Grand Prix title. That's fantastic. Al Hoogie's going to be absolutely gutted. He was throwing everything at it, and it was going to be a showdown to the end, but unfortunately he'll have to settle for second place, but a quality ride. And then KMD Racing Kawasaki, a quality result for them, finishing their weekend on a high with a podium, finishing the Grand Prix. Now let's cross down to Neil, who has our CDF National New Zealand Superbike Grand Prix podium.
Well, here yesterday afternoon we had 3 riders that had never been on a New Zealand Superbike podium before, right? They'd never been first, second or third in a New Zealand Superbike race. Well, when the Superbike Grand Prix had started back in 1988, this is a new name to be added to it, and it's part of the history, and wow, there's so much history to unfold here today. It is absolutely beautiful, and there's a lot of cool people down here, and Dave has really laid on something else here, and this new KMD, Kiwi Motorsport Development Team, have put on something unbelievable. Dave, this is a special moment. A hearty congratulations, mate. You've worked very hard for this, and well deserved.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a big weekend. The team has just been awesome. Simon Perry, wherever Simon is at the moment, has just worked his ass off in the pits, and the bike's amazing. Yeah, it's just it's riding so well, and I'm having so much fun on it.
Isn't that the cool? You can actually change your whole attitude and nature of racing because it is fun, and when you've got a good team behind you, it's like as if it's nothing selfish about it. You're doing it for the whole team.
Oh yeah, and that's a change this year, is that this whole team's here for the same reason. Everyone's here for a good time, but they want to go fast. My teammate Dale's an awesome dude, great rider. I'm learning a lot from him. Yeah. And we've got some really great knowledge on board, in the pits. And it makes a huge difference. So yeah, I'm riding probably better than I ever have, and I hope that continues.
Right, you're going to have a week's holiday here in the Super South?
No, actually, I'm going back to work.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, you've ruined a good story.
Yeah, normally I stay down, but no, we've got some big things happening at work. So flying back tomorrow morning with the family. And just real quick, I just want to shout out to my family, my wife Danny over there, my parents. They've been so supportive of what is kind of an expensive hobby, but here I am, and yeah, just big thanks to them, and of course to Grant, the team owner, for having me on board.
Hey, come on, let's hear out for the Day Fan Club. Come on, everybody. Hey, how good. Oh, even the other teams. Look at that. From everybody. Yeah, more fans than Jacinda. How cool is that? So keep to look out for that one. Well, here we go with Al, and he's going to come around to join us. Al, you know, congratulations, commiserations all the way to do it, mate. You never gave up. Congratulations. What a race.
Yeah, I was, apart from the obvious, I was really happy with that race. We had a bit of a battle with the first couple of laps, and then it's a long race, so I think we both sort of just thought, oh, we'll just calm down and get to the end of the race, and then last lap we thought, oh, here we go, it's all on, and just had a wee bit of a technical sort of problem with the bike, and it cut out on the last lap, and then quickly reset everything, turned it on and keep going. So luckily we built up a huge lead, and luckily I crossed the line. I really wanted that GP, but I'm really stoked to see Mitch back out on the bike after everything he's been through. So and it's wicked seeing a blue and a red and a green bike on the podium. So we'll work on it, and we'll come out punching at Teretonga. So
well done, beautiful words. Here. All right, where are we going? We're going to spin around and look for him as he lines it up here with the bike at the moment, and proud to do the number one here. And cool, mate. There's a few great names on that trophy, and now there's Mitch Rees. Well done.
Yeah, it's taken a few years, but yeah, we're there now, eh, Neil?
Exactly indeed. Hey, we had Johnny up there as a guest commentator. I think there was a tear in his eye, matey. So as a young kid who used to take him out as a pedestrian walking around the pits of Manfield on your scooter, isn't it so good to have people like that back in your camp?
Oh, it's, obviously through Dad's career and everything, and all the friends he's made, and all the friends, then, the lucky people that support us now, me and Damon and the whole crew. It's fantastic.
Did you ever dream of this moment? Was this a fantasy and now it's real?
No, not really, to be honest. I never sort of ever worried about the single races, GPs, TTs, but it's cool to win it. Obviously, always the goal's the championship, so good to get 5 more points in that one, and they just keep working away.
1-1, 10, 1-1. That's the result so far in the points. So there's only you don't know what second to ninth looks like. So these firsts are getting pretty incredible.
Yeah, couldn't have scripted it really after last year what happened. So pretty grateful to be here and be able to do it, and the support of all our sponsors, Honda, Motor Racing NZ, Team Rees. Just thanks to everyone that helps us.
Right, time for a bit of an hour this week before you head to Invercargill.
Oh yeah, maybe. I think we're going to do a bit of mountain biking and just cruise our way south, so it'll be fantastic.
Well done, Mitch. Congratulations, mate. Park it up, go and enjoy it, celebrate it, and be a champion as you deserve to be. Well done.
Cool, thank you, Neil.
Thank you. Mitch Rees, our champion, and doing it all so perfectly well. For Motul HRC, you see their sponsor on board, the Alpine Star leathers that were his lifesaver when it came to that huge crash, of course, recently at Invercargill. But those memories are behind them as we see the line up there.